Let's start with James Williams from SoCal News Group.
Hey, Dorian, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Was a busy weekend for you. A happy one, I would assume. But as you turn your attention to Cal, and I'm assuming this will be senior night before the game, more or less. Is there any feelings or difference in mindset going into this final home game at the Rose Bowl on the schedule?
No, yeah, just like you said, it's definitely a happy Monday. Guys are excited to get in the building and get back to work. And so I think that's kind of the mindset going into this week as well. Guys are chomping at the bit again. We want to put ourselves in the best position as possible to make the best bowl game and move on from there and leave on a high note. So this isn't just a pushover game or anything like that. We really want to go out there and win this game too. So,
and you have a guy like Q Lake who has the potential to get invited to the Senior Bowl. What have you seen from him? I mean, you guys have kind of been there together. I mean, throughout most of your guys' career together. So just what have you seen from him, his growth, his progress, his leadership?
Yeah, just his maturity outside of football. He's really been a field general, we like to call him. Out on the practice field and the film room, really just a football junkie, but really just getting to know his teammates better. And being more of a vocal leader outside of just the locker room and stuff like that, and being able to hang out with his teammates a lot more and have them really rally around him when he needs them the most. So.
Thank you, Dorian.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Tukney to win from the LA Times.
Hey, Dorian, good to see you. Speaking about the SC game, obviously so much talk about the game, so much excitement about your performance, especially like you hurdled the dude, you had that interaction with the fan in the end zone. So how did you kind of process some of that excitement over the weekend? Did you kind of see people talking about that on social media, people texting you about it?
Yeah, my phone was pretty blown up come Sunday morning and all the way to today. So, but no, it was definitely a fun weekend, one to remember. But like I said, I'll pick up all the newspapers and get all the stuff from my mom later. But I got to focus on Cal and all that stuff. So, but it was a fun weekend for sure.
So, kind of going off of that, how do you kind of shut that week off and keep moving on to Cal? Because obviously, you guys aren't done yet. You have some more games to play here.
Yeah, exactly. I think just doing what I've been doing, which is focusing on my teammates. Focusing on this group of guys that come out here with me on Monday. Again, just getting back into the routine of things of watching film and going out here and going through the walkthroughs and the practices and cleaning out all the mistakes and stuff, getting ready for Cal. So, but I think our leaders and our coaches do a great job of that. So I don't see any problem with moving on throughout the week.
All right, let's go to Mike Regalado from Bruin Report.
Hey, Dorian. There was obviously a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good headlines for the game, but even some of the lesser known headlines like Cam Brown, what can you say about his contributions and how he's progressed this season?
Yeah. And, for a guy that's came from a pretty big program in A&M and knows about the stage and the spotlight and all that stuff that comes with college football, for him to come in here and really gel with all the guys here and gel with the offense and stuff like that, it's been really special to see. Cam's a really good player, and he's definitely still working some things out with learning the offense and stuff still, but he's come light years from where he's been. And I couldn't be more proud of Cam, and he's going to do great things for many years to come. So.
Cal is, no pushover. They don't have the best record, but, they're pretty dangerous. What are you seeing from them early on?
Yeah, really good team. They don't do a lot on defense, but they're really good at what they do. And so, if we're not assignment sound or we're not technique sound, they're definitely dangerous enough to take shots at us and, really change the game around if we let them hang around. So we definitely got our work cut out for us. And, it is like that every week when you play in the Pac. So.
Thank you. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Joe Reedy from AP.
Dorian, what's it been like kind of seeing the progress that you, Kyle, and Dulcich have made throughout your 4 years here?
It's been special. Those are probably the two closest guys. I'm closest with on the offense. So it definitely shows out on the field. And, me and those two guys have a great relationship. Obviously, you guys know Greg's my roommate. So I get to spend as much time as I can with him. And then same with Kyle. Kyle lives right down the hallway from me in our dorm or in our apartment complex. And so, I think just the relationships that we built over the past years ultimately has helped us on the football field. And, it'll be continued on this weekend at Cal. So.
Was there a point with both of them or separately where with the connection and working with them on the field that you thought would develop into something special like it has?
More so with Kyle than Greg. When obviously Kyle early enrolled, but when I got here, that was the first person that I kind of stuck with to kind of throw and go over the playbook with and do all that stuff as freshmen. So, and then when Greg finally started to play, that's when me and him really started to gel too. So, I think just overall the years of work that we put in, the amount of hours that we put in the film room, and coming out here and repping the same throws and catches over and over again has really paid off for us now. So.
And then just last thing for me, just how do you think it'll feel Saturday, being as though it could be the last home game for the three of you?
Yeah, it's going to be surreal. It's going to be some decisions being made. And, we've all the guys that are in those positions have had those talks and continuing to have those talks now that it's getting close to that time. And we know that there's going to be some decisions that have to be made. And, we're just going to go out there and live it up like it's our last one, even if it may not be. So.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
All right, let's finish up here with Tony Siracusa from Last Word.
Hey, Dorian. Sorry, it's a little noisy over here, so I hope you can hear me okay.
No,
Follow up to what James and Joe talked about. I'm going to try and pin you in a little bit. Is Saturday night your last home game?
Cannot say for sure. Cannot say for sure.
All right. When you've got a time frame, because there's a deadline, obviously not until January to make that decision. What do you think will go into that decision? And at what point will you start being ready to focus in on it, or have you started having talks already?
Yeah, I've had talks already for sure with Coach Gundy, with Coach Kelly, with my teammates, and with obviously my family and some people that I look up to very closely. But no decision has been made yet. No decisions really in mind to be made. It's, when that time comes, probably up in the next few weeks or so, I'll really start to hone in and list out the pros and cons for both sides. But for right now, like I said, I'm going out there on Saturday and trying to have a ball on the Rose Bowl and, live it up one more time before this bowl game and then focus on that next. So.
All right, then let me go in this direction. Are you going to be announced on senior night with other departing seniors?
That I don't know. I actually have to go ask Coach Kelly and Coach Gundy that. Because, I know some of the guys got talked to today about it. I have not, though. And so, I'm pretty sure that conversation will be had here very soon. So.
All right, I promise. Last question on the topic, because I know you got to go to class and whatnot. Will how the team finishes the season, whether it's with the win at Cal, a win in a bowl game, the level of the bowl game, will any of that play any role in your decision?
Yeah. I think still at the end of the day, though, it's what I'm hearing from scouts. It's what I'm hearing from my coaches and people that are experts on the situation and stuff like that. So it'll ultimately come down to probably some opinions and advice that I get and obviously where I'm at as a player. But that would obviously be nice to have a nice winning record and a nice ending note to leave off on too. So.
All right, we'll wrap it up there with Dorian. Dorian, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Go Bruins.
All right, we got running back Ethan Fernea walking to the laptop now. All right, we'll open it up to questions for Ethan Fernea. Let's start with Sam Conant from SI.
Hey, Ethan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, thanks. So just that moment, that touchdown on Saturday, obviously the play was to go up the middle and then you end up taking it to the outside, busting it out. What was going through your mind there? Were you just thinking that you kind of had to finish in the end zone there?
I mean, it was inside zone, like you said. I kind of ran into the back of all the linemen. The hole kind of closed up on me. And I don't know. I don't really remember spinning out like that. It was kind of instinctive, but then I just saw a bunch of green grass. I probably should have gone down so we can just get in victory formation and call it a day. But I figured since it was the rival, I got to try to get in the zone. Great,
Yeah,
it was a great experience.
How special was that, knowing that it's your last SC game, one of your last games here, and you finish it off after everything you've been through this year against your crosstown rival with the club on your hand and all that, you get to finish it off with one of the biggest plays of your career.
Yeah, it was super special. I mean, I'd been getting reps at running back, but I wasn't really expecting to get too many carries just because of the fact that I have a cast on my arm. And I scored a touchdown last year, and I remember thinking on the sideline, like, dang, senior year, last one against SC, you always kind of dream of making a big play your senior year against the rival. And throughout the game, I kind of thought that wasn't going to happen. And so for Coach Foster to come up to me and throw me out there like that is super special. I'm just glad our team played a really good game and put me in a position to be able to get in there. We were up big, and Zach Charbonnet got 1,000 rushing yards on the season, which was really awesome to see. Dorian obviously had an unbelievable game, so it was fun watching, and glad we were able to come out with such a demanding victory.
Nice, thanks.
All right, let's go to Tukney from LA Times.
Ethan, you weren't really going to stop before the end zone. Like, there's no way you were going to, not score, right? Come on.
Yeah, no chance.
Um,
Not against SC. If it was anyone else, maybe, but I don't think so. Not against SC.
on another very serious note, have you ever eaten anything Otito's cooked for you?
Oh yeah, actually, I spent Thanksgiving at Otito's apartment last year, and he's an unbelievable cook. Probably the best Thanksgiving meal I've ever had, to be honest. And so, yeah, if you ever get a chance to have Otito cook you a meal, I highly recommend.
So what are those meals like for you and your teammates who are kind of out of state? You don't get to just drive down the street to your parents' house. So what's it like having someone like Otito to bring the team together on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's really cool, really fun because, like you said, there's a lot of guys on the team that are out of state, and it's not like they can just drive home and get a home cooking from their mom or whoever, their grandma. So it's fun to go over to Otito's house, and there's usually about 30 guys over there. I think Otito really enjoys cooking. I think that's a passion of his. So he really enjoys it. He goes the whole 9 yards. He really overdoes it, and it's awesome.
What's your favorite thing he's made?
I think last year he made some mac and cheese that was pretty out of this world.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to James Williams, SoCal News Group.
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. We talked to Chip Kelly after the game about you and your performance, and he kind of talked about just your journey, especially this season, and kind of mentioned that he didn't think there was a possibility that you would come back after you gained the surgery and whatnot this season. Was that ever considered, maybe you not returning, or was that always part of the plan for you to try and come back in any capacity? Because I think you started out maybe on special teams the first couple of weeks before getting settled back into the offense, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whenever the injury happened at Stanford, they told me it was my scaphoid, which usually requires surgery. So I thought I was probably going to be out for the whole season, knowing that I was going to have to get surgery. And so a couple weeks, I mean, the medical staff at UCLA is awesome. And I was able to get surgery like literally 2 days after the game, we got surgery, which was a huge blessing just to get it out of the way. And so I waited a week after surgery to have a follow-up appointment. They told me they can put a hard cast on it and the screws in there good, and I can go ahead and go. Obviously, I was going to be extremely limited as far as on the offensive side of the ball because I only have one arm. You can't do much with one arm when it comes to handling the ball. But Coach Foster and Coach Kelly have kept me getting reps throughout practice out running back. So I think they and me have gotten pretty comfortable with me taking handoffs, and I've gotten pretty good at catching the ball. So, I mean, yeah, it's been awesome. I originally just thought whenever I came back that it was just going to be special teams. Like I said, I mean, I got one arm, but I think we've all gotten a little more comfortable with me carrying the ball.
Thank you.
Let's go to Mike Regalado, Bruin Park.
Hey, Ethan, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Good, thank you. All season long, we've seen explosive plays by this offense, and you guys put up 609 against USC. What are your thoughts on how Chip Kelly, Justin Fry, all the coaches have developed and created the schemes that allow you guys to, just have big plays, in every game?
I've always, ever since they've got here, I've had confidence in our scheme. Coach Kelly's without a doubt the smartest football mind that I've ever been around of. So, watching him dial up plays and watching him game plan is a really big privilege for me, especially because I want to be a future. I have ambitions to be a coach, so it's been a huge privilege watching me or being able to watch Coach Kelly game plan and dial up plays. And so I think as a whole team, we know how elite our coaching staff is. So every game we go into, we're confident with the game plan. And we've always had an explosive offense. We got guys that can make big plays, and a lot of guys stepped up on Saturday against the rivals. So it was fun to see.
From a coaching perspective, what's one thing that you'll take away from Chip Kelly and maybe use in your repertoire in a potential coaching career?
One thing that Coach Kelly does that I've noticed this season is just how seriously he takes the scout team, the scout look. It's incredible watching Coach Kelly know exactly what every player on the scout defense is supposed to do, along with what every player on the offense is supposed to do. So he takes that super seriously. He takes training more serious than anyone in the country. He wants to give us the best possible look every single play in practice. So it's pretty incredible watching him not only get an offensive game plan, but then he's out here making sure the defensive scout team is giving us the perfect look. It's got to be perfect for Coach Kelly.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's go to Tony Syracuse, last word.
Hey, Ethan, there were a lot of big plays in the game Saturday, a lot of big performances like you talked about with Zach and with DTR. I don't know if you're aware, in the post-game press conferences, the one thing that brought a huge smile to everybody's face was talking about you and the touchdown. They were all asked, everybody who was in there was asked about your performance and getting that touchdown. What does that mean to you to have your teammates really want to talk about you and your journey?
That's really special. I mean, especially like you said, from guys like Dorian and Zach, I mean, they had probably the biggest games that they've had this season. And for them to spend any time on my trash time touchdown, that means something to me. And I'm glad that, I haven't had a huge role on offense or this throughout my career, but Coach Kelly has put me in a leadership position, which has been a blessing to me. So, I'm kind of a guy that talks to the team a lot. I like to yell a lot at practice. And so it means a lot knowing that I might've made a little bit of an impact, and it's not just talk for those guys. And I think that I have a good relationship with a lot of guys on this team, which is a huge blessing.
Now, you have been through quite the journey, the walk-on and getting the number 36 jersey and the injury this year and playing some wide receiver, playing some running back. Now Saturday is it for you in terms of home games. how hard is that going to be to walk out there for the last time at the Rose Bowl?
I don't think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be fun. I try to just smile about the journey and not be sad that it's over. And honestly, I haven't really thought about that. This is the last one in the Rose. I didn't even think about it, but I'm trying not to think about that. I'll definitely be emotional after the game. It's been a hell of a ride, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And hopefully we can finish with the victory.
All right, man. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we will wrap it up there. Ethan, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.